Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 26 of Franco's World. I am the host, I am the guy, I am Franklin Miller. Thank you very much for listening to today's show. It's going to be a great one. It's going to be a very interesting one, also. So, today's show is solely based off of listener questions, and the reason for that being, y'all ask so many questions it's going to take up the whole time. The question I asked on my Instagram story at Franco's World underscore was, what are some of your pet peeves? And y'all got some problems. And today we're going to hear about them. And we're going to hear my takes on them. And much, much more. So remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Franco's World underscore. And I hope you enjoyed today's show just as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Today's show is also brought to you by BaseballLegendApparel.com. The one-stop shop for all of your baseball-related casual wear or workout wear clothing needs. There's also more than that. There's stickers, keychains, new bandanas just came in, a bat that you can use in an actual game, jewelry, necklaces, bracelets, they're fire, a lot of t-shirts, sweatshirts, leggings, everything, and more, hats even. They're pretty cool. I have some stickers on my laptop. I have a handful of shirts. I honestly really like this stuff. It's some really cool designs. Even if you're not into baseball, the fashion aspect of it is in fuego. So check out baseballlegendapparel.com. Use promo code FRANK, that's Frank, Frank, at checkout for 10% off of your purchase. When I get back, we will start with the listener questions. All right, and we're back. So, two people said one of the same things. Two people said the same thing. Actually, a lot of people said this one. So HY, DM, and Baseball Legend all said people who chew loudly or like chew with their mouth open. That is disgusting. That is a despicable act. If you do that, you should be deported. We're going to fling you into some foreign land, and you're just going to have to duke it out against some sort of wild Russian bear. We're going to send you into the Russian winter, and you're going to have to figure it out yourself. Chewing food with your mouth open. It's like, how hard? It's not hard to close your mouth. I'm one of the best mouth closers in history. I close my mouth all the time. It's not difficult. I honestly do it subconsciously. I think most of us do. How do you chew with your mouth open? It is 2019. All of you are listening to it are probably adults, just based off of the demographics I get on the stats and stuff like that. Oh, I'm trying something new with recording, and my neck is torqued right now. My neck is hurting badly. Oh, I don't like this. How many more minutes do I got? I'm honestly in pain right now. 3 minutes? Oh my gosh. We have 20 minutes, 27 minutes left of show to do. Don't chew with your mouth open. It's going to make me not want to eat, and you've ruined this entire meal and possibly the entire evening because of your ignorance. I can't, chew with your mouth open. My mom would have smacked me to kingdom come had I done that as a kid. Just grow up. Close your mouth. It's not hard. I don't know what else to say. It's honestly baffling that people do this. And if you're friends with the person, you don't want to call them out on it because then that's going to be awkward. It's like, hey, I'm going to need you to chill out because you're disgusting. You're a gross human being. And then maybe you just lost a friend. But if they're chewing with their mouth open, do you even want to be friends with that person? Moving on, JB, when cashiers say, out of 20, when you hand them a $20 bill. This is the type of little things that I love. Yeah, little stuff like that. Like when people say GTG or ditto or what's another thing that I don't know, just little stuff like that. I hate when people say little stuff like that. Just say the words. Out of 20, even though that's a completely different thing. Out of 20, yeah, because then I'm doing mental math in my head, and I suck at math. I had to work in customer service, and part of the role was being a cashier sometimes at a job in college. And panic mode sets in whenever they hand you any sort of change. It's panic mode. And I got circuits and breakers firing off in my brain. I got people running around searching for numbers up there. I honestly, I've screwed up There was one time I screwed up so bad that like this person paid with like a check or something like that, and I put it in wrong, and it was going to cost them like hundreds of dollars. And you know, the manager came over and she was liked me a lot. She was really sweet, and I was like, "Yo, I messed up bad. Can you fix this?" And it honestly took like an hour for them to fix, and it was such a bad mistake that they like knocked off money off of like whatever they purchased because I screwed up. But they paid with like a check. They paid like half check, half something else. It was really weird. And I messed up so bad. She came up to me after it went, like happened, because I had like moved on to a different register or something like that, because I was just like, I can't be around this. She was like, "Do you want to go like get buggies or something for like that for a little bit?" She could tell how like upset I was that I messed up and messed up these people's money. Out of 20, yeah, cashier. It's interesting stuff. HY also says, uh, horrid dental hygiene, open mouth breathers, people who always leave the lights on after they leave a room. HY's got some. She sent like 5 things. HY's got some issues going on here. Open mouth breathers. Yeah, I think open mouth breathers, I think those people might actually have something wrong with them. I think there might be like a lights on but nobody's home situation. On that one. People who always leave well, that's ironic, because people who always leave the lights on after they leave a room. Yeah, we're trying to say okay, so here's the deal. People who leave the lights on after we leave a room. So we're all broke, right? All of us listening to this, we're all broke. We're all college kids in debt and everything. We gotta save some money, folks. Turn the lights off. Straight up. People always leave the lights on after they leave a room. Yeah, I make that a point of pride. If I'm not in the room, lights off. Okay? We saving money out here, son. Because we trying to give it to the loans. To the student loans. Okay. My sister said, people who talk close to your face. A close talker, if you will, sis. Seinfeld made a whole episode about that. Close talking. Close talking. Yeah, because, that's just an invasion of personal space. We're all going to get awkward about it. I do so much research and watch and watch so many videos on body language and how people act and how to understand what's going on, like subconsciously in people's minds, that, anytime you get too close to someone you don't know, they're going to feel awkward because it's an invasion of their personal space. I'm getting to the point now with my body language research, and I don't mean to call like my friends out on it or people out on it, but like they just give bad body language sometimes. Get in my car, just immediately have their arms crossed. I understand sometimes an arm cross can be like a self hug. It's comfortable, but still, like people don't have their feet facing towards you whenever you're talking to them. It probably means they don't want to be there talking to you. Probably means they want to get on, or maybe they're just awkward and scared. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that you guys don't even realize that you're doing subconsciously, that like people that can pick up on it, it's a good skill to have. Because you know how to like move the conversation forward. And in my line of work that I want to be doing, jokes, comedy, you have to be able to read body language and read a room, read how things are going. The nonverbal cues, if you will. Okay. My sister also says, people who hug, just straight up, people who hug. That is a pet peeve of hers. People who hug. I'm not. Yeah, I'll only hug you. If I know you really well. I'm not gonna just give hugs out. That's the thing that I mean. Drunk girls just give hugs out on the reg. Drunk girls give hugs out like they're candy on Halloween. We don't do hugs here at Franco's World unless we know you and we've known you for a while. That's the only way we give hugs here. We sorry, we don't do hugs. Sorry, I'm moving stuff around. You guys can probably hear that. That's annoying. I apologize for that. That was bad radio. Okay. My sister also says people who are late. My sister's my sister and HY are probably would be really good friends. They don't even know it because they're both just out here slanging it. People who are late. I've been late before, guys. Okay, I've been late many a time, many different occasions. It's a character flaw. I apologize. Or as Giannis Pappas, one of my favorite comedians, it's a character piece. Ladder 14. You know, the Bay Ridge boys, Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, ladder 14, character piece. That's a really funny podcast. If you guys are into history at all, or comedy at all, or just general horseplay, check out History Hyenas. Ladder 14, character piece. Just a couple New York comics. They're good kids. They're good kids. A couple New York comics. They do skits in the city. What? Okay, I gotta move on. People who are late. Yeah. And everyone, here's the thing. It's like everyone is late all times. Everyone is late. Like, everyone who's late always says it's something time. Oh, it's this time. Oh, man, I'm running on such and such time. I'm late. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say it. But you know what I'm talking about, my friends. Some of my friends out there. You know. Okay, here's one that I can talk about. Island time. Oh, man, I'm on island time. All right, Jimmy Buffett. I'm on island time. I'm late. Okay. KB. Got two here. Got two here from KB. Love it. Love it. Being ignored instead of saying no when it comes to making/having plans with someone. Okay. And then the other one is people constantly complaining about something but doing nothing to fix it. Yeah. Yeah. That poor me stuff. Okay. Let's start with the first one. Being ignored instead of saying no when it comes to making plans with someone. Yeah, there's been times in my life where I feel like all my friends are sort of conspiring against me. It's like I'll fire off a couple texts, fire off a couple messages. Hey, let's go do this. Hey, let's go do that. And it's just like silent. It's like they're all together. And I'm like, hey, you guys want to do something? And they're like, what? No, don't say anything. He'll just leave. He'll just leave. Just don't say anything to him. It's like, come on, man. We're all friends here. Okay? So message me back. Like, I'm an adult. If you don't want to do something, just say you don't want to do something. It's not that hard. I hate the ghosting thing. I am anti-ghost. I will even if it's going to be an awkward conversation, I will still message you. I will still message you. Okay? Like, if you're like, hey, do you want to go do this? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it today. And I guarantee you, those people are probably like, oh, thank God at least he said something. Just kidding. They're probably like, how come you never want to do anything? I remember that was a problem I used to have in college because I would be so obsessed with like writing jokes, or maybe I was just in a really, for lack of a better term, depressed state, a really sad state. And I wasn't feeling sorry for myself. I just didn't have the motivation or drive to get out and go do anything. And my friends would be like, hey, you want to go out? We're going downtown. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it today, And they're like, how come you never do anything? Because I'm working on other stuff. And it's going to impede my creative process. That's why. But it all works out in the end. It's funny how it all works out in the end. You don't even realize it because the steps you take right now lead to like I'm a firm believer in that. Every decision you make and every step you take leads you exactly to where you're supposed to be. As cliche as that sounds, it's true. Okay, and your other one, KB. People constantly complain about something but not doing anything to fix it. Yeah, just and it goes back to playing that poor me stuff. People are that woe is me. Oh, I can't do this because this. I can't do that because of that. And they're making excuses for themselves because it's comfortable instead of owning up to it. I'm the first to admit whenever I mess up. Man, I stayed up too late and watched too many YouTube videos and I'm too tired and I didn't write any jokes. And now, I feel, and it becomes an easy excuse train. Oh, I can't do this because of this. And so I can't do that. I know those are just generalities, but still. I'll just revert it back to myself again. Like, oh, I stayed up too late watching YouTube, and now I'm too tired to write jokes. And then it goes to, man, I'm not funny anymore. Well, you don't have any new material because you stayed up too late not writing jokes. That's why. Sorry, people send me text throughout the show. I gotta turn my phone off. Come on. Stop! Keep getting text. No. Okay. People constantly complain about something but not fixing it. Yeah, they're not working on themselves. It's that poor me stuff we were talking about. That woe is me. And it just becomes a cycle, and it's very easy to. Yeah, and a lot of the like Joe Rogan crew, like he interviews like all these, and I don't really like listen to Joe Rogan a lot unless he brings on a comedian I like. But sometimes he brings on like the military guys, and they always talk about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. I think you can use that in your everyday life. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's simple, you know. Okay. Yeah, we got one, two, three, four, five or four more questions. We're halfway through the show. I'm going to take a quick break and get some water. This new recording situation that I have, I'm sweating profusely, guys. It's a hot box in here. I'll see you in a second. My God. Okay, it is time for the second half. Let me get the questions pulled back up. Hope you're enjoying today's show. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Franco's World _. That is where you can find all Franco's World related content. Okay. Let's get it popping. Second half. I am when I'm talking to a girl and it seems to be going smooth and she just never replies again. Yeah, I mean, that goes back to the whole ghosting thing. We don't ghost around here. We man up, we muscle up, and we answer people back like, real adults. Girls are tricky, man. It's like, you think things are going good, and like you said, they just don't message you back. I'm sure guys do the same thing. I can't really attest to that, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like they just do some like deep research on you, like they research you like companies do, and they just like find all your old tweets, and they're like, oh no, can't do that. Nope, don't want it. It's weird. Maybe they're just being nice and they don't want to like lead you on too much, and then when they think you're like starting to catch feelings, they're like, oh, okay, got to get out of here because I don't want him to catch feelings. I don't know. It's weird, bro. The whole ghosting thing is weird. I just don't get it. That's why, you have to say your intentions up front. If no one knows it's like, what are we doing this for? Then it's like somebody's going to end up confused or hurt or sad. I don't understand what. Well, I was loud. I don't understand why people ghost because I don't do it. But that's got to be heartbreaking. I feel for you, bud. To think things are going smoothly and then she just disappeared. It's crazy. Okay. KC. When people who sit in front of me in a classroom spend their entire time online shopping. I respect the brainiac in you, KC, and they're trying to get your schoolwork on. I get it. You probably would have hated me sitting in front of you in class because I was mostly just playing like Mario on the computer and like getting on Reddit and hopefully and hopefully like jotting down a note every 20 minutes or something like that. Just a quick note because like I just convinced myself I learned best by just like listening halfway. Man, my phone is blowing up. I'm putting it on mute. People shopping the entire time. Well, what are they looking for? What are they shopping for? Maybe you could turn that into something. It's like seeing what people are looking at these days. Turn that into some content. The content machine's always on. Not like saying you do this or whatever, but people who look at other people's phones whenever they're texting something or something like that, and like take a picture of it and then post it online. That's even creepier than whatever creepy, mostly sexual things that people are saying in the text message. What happened to like invasion of privacy at all? Like taking pictures of people's cell phones as they're sending messages to people. That's incredibly creepy. And then it just goes viral on Twitter because people are idiots. 98,000 retweets, 300,000 likes. Because somebody said something really creepy in a private conversation with someone who is also having the same private conversation. It's weird to me. I don't understand it. I don't get why people take pictures of other people's phones. And then they blow up on Twitter. It makes no sense. It's baffling. But good on you for being a good student, KC. People online shopping the whole time. What are you even in school for? You know? Why are you, if you're there to learn. And here's something creepy that I would do when I was in college, and I don't think I told many people about this. I think I've said it on the show before, but we've had so many new listeners and so many new people come along for this wild, magical rainbow ride of Franco's world that they might not know this. So when I was in school in West Virginia, and mostly like the last senior year, I would because my schedule was so light, didn't really have anything. If I had a friend, like a real close friend in the class, I only did this to a couple classes, marketing classes mostly because my major didn't really have like a ton of marketing classes, and I want to learn more about it. Considering I'm, you got to market yourself, and I would go to said marketing class and take notes, and even occasionally raise my hand and answer a question of the teacher had. I just wouldn't show up on test day or whatever. It's free. If you don't do it in a small classroom, but if you're in like a big mega theater class, 300 plus people, no one's going to know that you're not in the class. So you're sitting there with your friends, cracking the occasional joke and stuff like that, not being disruptive. I'm not being disruptive. And you're just getting that education. Steven Spielberg used to sit in the back of film classes USC. He didn't go, and he made amazing things. I think it was him. Otherwise, I sound stupid. So I sat in a ton of marketing classes. There was one guy who was like, "Are you even in this class?" I'm like, "Oh, no, man, I'm just here hanging with my friend." And he probably thought I was going to do something bad, like, you know what I'm talking about. The big classroom, college campus, backpack, add those up. He probably thought I was one of them, but I wasn't. I was just there to get some free education, son. Just little stuff like that I would do. I didn't do it. I didn't do it a ton, but I mean, I did learn some. I learned a little bit. Okay, what's the next question we got? I gotta go back on the phone here. I had it off because I was getting so many messages. How many? Okay, we got a few more questions here. SB, someone exaggerating every little thing that happens to them for no reason whatsoever. Dang, SB, you taking a shot at me, son? Taking an exaggerated. That's me right there. I know what you mean though. Like, it's different when you're like, "Oh, traffic was horrible," versus someone who's like, "No, today I can't do anything because traffic was so bad, and it honestly just has me so messed up that I can't even go along about my day." No, I mean, anytime I'm exaggerating, it's totally a joke. But I know exactly what you mean, SB. I'm trying to think of a good example of it to sound more informed about your pet peeve. People who talk about like how bad a meal was and leave these Yelp reviews that directly take money out of people's pockets, or people who say, okay, here's a good one. I mean, this is a little thing. Like, so when, say there's a comedian out there and say someone doesn't like their style of jokes or whatever and tries to take money out of their pocket and stuff like that, they'll go and like review the comedian or something like that and say like, or just tweet about them and say, this person is the least funny person on earth. Really? They get paid to do jokes. I'm pretty sure there's a lot less funnier people in this world. They're like, no one should ever go watch this person. This person is a disgrace. Just exaggerating the situation. First off, they're making jokes at the show that's about jokes, and you're taking jokes out of context. This has become a comedy conversation again. You can't take jokes out of context. Anyways, I know exactly what you mean, SB. I really wish I could give a much more informed answer. I know I exaggerate a lot, which is why I'm kind of like politicking around this answer. Because, like, the basis of this whole show is just me exaggerating my thoughts and ideas on everyday things. Okay, let's see here. I am also, see, he's got two. Also, when someone talks about another person with no context, like somehow I know them. Yeah, like I don't care about the stories about you and your friends, you know? I don't care what Timmy and Tony did or Sandra and Shauna did. I do not care. Unless it directly affects you or directly affects me. I don't care if it's, oh, my buddy, oh, my friend. It does not matter to me. I have a ton of buddies and friends and acquaintances that do a lot of great things. And I don't talk about them because it doesn't affect me or you, the listener. Oh, yeah. Sandra, she did this and then this happened. I don't care. It does not matter in the grand scheme of things. I get you, I am. You and I are on the same page. I am is basically the producer of this show. He's very talented, and whenever we get to the point where we can actually pay producers, that's the first call right there. I am. Okay. Got a couple more here. Got a couple more. Apologies, I got to get my phone out again. I'm not recording like this again. I'm straight up dying right now. Okay. JH has a lot. People that leave garbage in my car. People that walk slow. People don't like things just because they're popular. Woof. You folks have got a lot of pet peeves, it looks like. So people who don't like things just because they're popular, contrarians, if you will, hipsters is another term. I'm so contrarian that I don't even like contrarians. That's how contrarian I am. No, I like some things that are popular, but it does play a little role. I'm not going to lie. If things are already popular, I like to find things that aren't popular and then watch them grow over time. Because it's not just because I don't like the things. It's because I feel like I missed the boat. You know, I can't hop onto something once it's already popular. That wouldn't be right of me. People who walk slow, I'm with that. You know, you go up to New York, man, New York pace. I think marathon runners should stop training in Colorado because the altitude and start training in New York because you basically got to run everywhere you go. I might start doing that. Just go to New York just to get my miles in. I guarantee you my pace would be improved drastically. And what was the other one? People who walk slow. I got to get the phone out again. People who walk slow. People who don't like things just because they're popular. So me. And people that leave garbage in the car. My God, I know what you mean. Even if it's something simple as a little water bottle. And I look over and there it is. The worst thing I ever had put in my car was sunflower seeds. Yeah, they spit sunflower seeds onto my floorboard. And they didn't pick them up. They just left them there. And I left them there just in case they ever got back in the car and they saw it. And they just like probably saw it a billion times. Or just like, that's weird. I don't know why he didn't clean out his car. It's because it's your sunflower seeds. That's why. Spitting sunflower seeds in my car. This goes back to chewing with the mouth open. The people who spit in my car should probably be, what's the word? Deported. Goodness. Yeah, I can't stand people who leave trash in the car. Gum wrappers, bottle caps, water bottles, candy wrappers, anything. Don't leave it in my car. Be an adult. Pick it up. Take it outside. Okay? Few more minutes here. I'm going to tell you a quick story. I told you this was just going to be listener questions only, but I want to tell you a quick story. So one time during the social studies fair in elementary school, I did social studies fair, not science because I'm not a brainiac. I did a project about cars. It was the economic value of a car, probably like a Mustang or something like that. Economics was the portion I was in. There was one other student in economics, and he was incredibly smart. He is still incredibly smart. He was so smart, the college paid him to go to school. Not just scholarships, he got checks, like straight up money, just to like go there. And he beat me, obviously. Very talented. But The top 2 places in the school get to move on to the county. There was 2 people in the category, and I didn't get first. And then it comes to award time. 3rd place, Franklin Miller. Huh? There's 2 people. How'd I get 3rd? I did so bad that they didn't even think I warranted a 2nd place bid to the next round. They're like, 3rd place, you go home, you never come back, and don't talk about economics ever again. So that happened to me when I was a child. And I think that's why I didn't care anymore about numbers. Okay, that'll wrap it up for today's show. Thank you very much for listening. Fantastic, even with all the audio issues, the new recording situation, the phone going off. Y'all made the show today, so thank you very much. In the meantime, you keep all those questions coming because I read them all, and I never reveal anybody's name. I believe in anonymity, and y'all help the show grow, so thank you very much. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at FrankRoseworld_, and you just keep taking care of yourself, and I will see you when I see you, and I hope you have a great day.